Hello, this is Sofia Martinez with Awaken Your Soul Coaching, and I am so happy to be here today. And I wanted to talk about something that I feel that and hope that it's gonna support you. And you know that I love to talk about emotions. To me, emotions, they symbolize the language of your soul, of my soul. I also like to talk about myself in the sense of I. So, and share my story because I want this to be a space where we can grow and heal together. And by sharing my own experience, I invite you to just tune into what deeply resonates with you and to simply begin to turn around and register what is happening within yourself as you're listening to the words that I'm speaking. And registering is simply just paying attention and listening to your emotions, to your body, if it's opening, if it's closing, if there was something that you listened that, maybe an emotion started to come up within yourself. And, what is that emotion telling you? And so today I wanted to share about the the emotion of losing dignity, the sense of dignity, and believing that there's a sense of loss of your dignity in a way of humiliation. To me, the experience of humiliation, it's universal. This is the thing about emotions, they're universal. We all can relate and have experience and an emotion of sadness and an experience of loss. We all had an experience of deep gratitude and connection and happiness and grief. And so the emotions are universal, and therefore it's what connects us. When you are born as a baby, that you are pure emotion. It's the limbic system that is activated. The mother has to have an emotional connection to the child in order to take care of them. And the same, the child has to have an emotional connection with the mother and life itself to want to be here. And in all of that, there is a deep fear as an emotion. We all have experienced the emotion and fear of humiliation at some point in your life. Um, and I know we're not strangers to that feeling of being exposed and being humiliated, or perhaps opening our heart and feeling and fearing being humiliated and in rejection and so on. And I love to dive into fear in my work because it's the key. Fear is what invites you to a deeper understanding of yourself, and a deeper, in a way, it's that journey that I have to go through every single day, perhaps, or moment to moment, into diving into my fears, because that's where life is. I Last year, all of last year, I did work with this woman, that and this type of work that it's in Spanish, it's called biodecodification, and it works with your ancestral line, with your heritage, with your ancestral line, your tree, in basically shifting the energetics within yourself and your tree. And I had a beautiful experience where one of my ancestors is also called Sophia, in, maybe like four generations about, like, past me. And she wrote a book. She lost her brother and wrote a book. And the book that she wrote, the title is Death is Living Life. No, sorry. The book was about, in order to fully embrace life, you have to embrace death. And I find that that's the gift of our fears. The gift of our fears is, as we embrace our death, we are embracing life. And in order to reach to that treasure, you have to move through the journey of that death and facing that death. That it could be the ending of a disillusion of an illusion. The end of an illusion is a disillusion. And I remember long time ago, I still experience disillusion many times in my life, because I am a person that, first of all, I have a lot of air in my chart. And so there's a lot of dream and vision and imagination within me and creativity within me in that realm. And yet I also, I know you're not a stranger to illusion, just believing something and then, the disillusion of that illusion and the grief that comes through it. That is a form of death, of facing that fear. There's a fly that is just continues coming to me, so you might see it around. I kept the window open, and it just wants to, like, it just sits on me. So there's some medicine here for us. And so you'll see it. It just wanted to show up. And so I wanted to speak about humiliation. And so I wanted to just take a moment to breathe in and just really feel, um, or maybe go back to a moment where you felt humiliated in your life and the fear that came up leading up to that too. And even you don't have to go far. You can just look ahead in your life right now at something that is really, really important to you, that it means that you're going to be exposing some part of yourself. And, that fear of humiliation will show up. And so coming back to the sense of fear is inviting us, as we embrace fear, we're embracing life, and the journey to more life is through the embrace of fear. The same thing happens with humiliation. As I embrace the possibility of my humiliation, I reach to a new level of humility, and this is what I have found within myself in my journey. Every single time I'm moving through my path and there's something that I am opening myself to that requires a new level of vulnerability and exposure of myself, of my internal landscape into the external landscape, there's vulnerability, and therefore there is that fear within myself of humiliation, of being humiliated. What if I share this video and somebody tells, something, and I feel humiliated? What if, right? And so in that humiliation, as I move through it, as I move through the experience, and I reach that process of, like, oh my God, I just felt really humiliated in that moment. Sorry, the flag keeps coming back. In that moment, I then find and connect myself with my humility. So the experience of humiliation, it's inviting you to deepen into your humility, to be humbled by your life, by your experience, by your emotions, all of it, by your limitations, by your fears. What drops you down, what makes you in your life drop down to your knees and then get up. That humility, it opens, at least for me, I'm going to speak for me, it opens your heart. When I am humbled by my experience, by who I am, but by life. There is grace. I find myself in a deep sense of grace. In my humility, I am deeply in my heart. I am not defined by my results or my outcomes. I'm defined by the person that I chose to be in that moment, in this moment. In my humility, I am connected what is true and important to me, to my love. I am in reverence and awe of myself, of my courage to dare to be me, to bring myself forward in all of who I am, in what I'm learning, in my mastery, in my expertise, as much as in my limitations and what I don't know. And yet I am willing to discover, to learn, to know. I am humbled by my choice, by my commitment, and by life itself. I am present to who I am and what is. I am humbled and present. Because I am humbled, I am present to what yet I am learning, to the beauty and love of life. I am deeply coming from a space of heart-centeredness and connection, of connection with all life, all that is. It just comes in my hand. It's just in my hand. It's just beautiful. As I am humbled, as I'm speaking of humility here, the fly comes to my hands. And so I wanted to share this piece because to me, it was day and night when I connected that because we live in this world where of positive and negative charge, not connecting with positive good and negative bad. It's just simply the two sides of the coin. I have found that when within the gift of humiliation is humility, is feeling humbled. And so when I connected the gift that in my humiliation, my gift is humility, it changed my perspective and my relationship with that possibility of that experience. And I go more willingly to that experience because I know the treasure is to be humbled by my life and by who I am and I choose to be. And so as you tune in to yourself and register what is moving and arising within yourself as you hear these words, as you hear me, just pay attention and register simply what am I feeling, what is coming up as I hear these words. And perhaps check in if your relationship to humiliation has transformed. And if there is a fear of humiliation within you, what is your gift? What is your gift of humility, of feeling humbled to your life experience yourself? Thank you so much for being here with me today. It means the world to me because I my mission and my purpose is to be here to share all the things that to me have transformed my life, to invite this transformation in yours. And because we, as I said, we heal together, we are here together, feeling together. And the key is connecting back into our body, to our embodiment, integrating ourselves back here into our life, into our presence. So as we meet, I meet myself in presence, I can meet you in presence as well. So sending you lots and lots of love, and see you next time. And please share your comments, whatever it has come up with you within you as you hear these words, this video. And please subscribe. So, and if as it helps you, please share it. Share it with anybody. And I'll see you next time. Lots of love. Bye bye.